Think about your life for a moment. All the times you played it safe, all the moments you let fear decide for you, all the opportunities you let slip away. Most people fail, not because they lack talent, not because the world is against them, but because they surrender. They surrender to comfort, to doubt, to the small, quiet voice that whispers, "This is enough." But what if you refused to surrender? What if you faced your fears, embraced the struggle, and became stronger with every challenge? Nietzsche believed that the key to greatness lies not in avoiding pain, but in mastering it. Look around you and ask yourself, how many people are truly living, and how many are merely existing? Most people fail in life, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they surrender. They surrender to comfort, to fear, to the invisible chains that keep them from becoming more. Think of the moments you held back, when a voice whispered, "Stay safe, don't risk it, it's easier this way." How many dreams have slipped through your fingers because you were too afraid to reach? How many chances to become stronger, braver, better did you let go without even trying? Failure is often blamed on circumstance, on luck, on the world being unfair. But the truth is far harsher and far more personal. Most people fail because they let their own minds betray them. They cling to habits that numb them. They follow routines that bring no growth. They allow distraction to replace purpose. The quiet surrender begins small, a missed opportunity here, a skipped challenge there, until one day they realize they have wasted years waiting for life to happen instead of making it happen. Fear of failure becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every hesitation, every choice made to avoid struggle, every shortcut taken to ease discomfort compounds into a life half-lived. And it's not just fear. Comfort, laziness, the desire to please others. All of these are enemies disguised as safety. They whisper that life is meant to be easy, that happiness is a destination, that success is something that just happens to other people. But the world does not hand out greatness. It does not reward the timid, the hesitant, the ones who wait for permission to act. Greatness is earned, forged, fought for, through struggle, pain, and relentless effort. Most people fail because they misunderstand this truth, because they measure life by ease instead of mastery, by approval instead of courage, by comfort instead of growth. Look in the mirror, see the parts of yourself you've ignored, the strength you've buried, the fire you've let dim. If you are willing to face it, to confront your fears, to challenge your own limits, then perhaps you can begin to change. Perhaps you can begin to face the discomfort, to embrace the challenge, and to step into the kind of life that most people only dream of, but never live. So why do some people rise above struggle, while most remain trapped in mediocrity? Friedrich Nietzsche believed the answer lies not in avoiding pain, not in seeking comfort, but in embracing struggle as the forge of greatness. He argued that the human spirit grows only when tested, stretched, pushed to its limits. Growth is never found in ease, only in challenge. Nietzsche did not mince words. He believed that life is a battlefield, and those who refuse to fight, who refuse to challenge themselves, will be crushed under the weight of their own weakness. He called this the path of the ordinary, the herd. And the herd is content with safety, with small pleasures, with the illusion of progress while the world passes them by. He taught that suffering is not an enemy to fear, it is a teacher. Every failure, every setback, every moment of doubt carries a lesson waiting to be learned. Those who learn to face it, to endure it, to extract meaning from it, are the ones who grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Those who run from it remain weaker, smaller, and ultimately forgotten by history. Consider the concept of the Übermensch, the overman. Nietzsche's ideal is not perfection, nor fame, nor wealth. It is the human being who has conquered themselves, who has looked into the depths of their own limitations and refused to be ruled by them. The overman does not ask for permission from the world. They create their own path, their own values, their own destiny. They are not shaped by circumstance. They shape themselves. And this is why most people fail in life. They never confront the discomfort within. They never wrestle with their own weaknesses, their own fears, their own doubts. Instead, they follow the expectations of others. They chase fleeting approval. They allow the easy path to dictate their choices. Nietzsche warned that life would demand courage, resilience, and relentless self-overcoming. Those who ignore this truth, who deny the struggle, will stagnate, bitter and unfulfilled. But those who embrace it, who stare into the abyss and do not look away, find a power within themselves that is impossible to achieve any other way. Imagine for a moment if you faced every fear, every obstacle, every personal weakness, with courage instead of hesitation. If you allowed struggle to shape you rather than break you. If you measured life by growth, not comfort. Nietzsche's philosophy is not abstract. It is raw, it is brutal, it is real. And it asks one simple, piercing question of everyone. Will you be crushed, or will you rise to meet your own potential? Because in the end, those who rise do so not by chance, but by choice, by embracing what most people run from, by daring to become who they truly are. Even after understanding the struggle, many still fail. Why? Because knowledge alone is not enough. Most people fail not due to circumstance, not because the world is cruel, but because of the choices they make every single day. Choices they barely notice. They settle for comfort instead of growth. They cling to routine, to safety, to the small pleasures that numb them rather than challenge them. They tell themselves, this is enough. I am doing fine. Tomorrow is another day. And tomorrow comes and passes, and the cycle continues. Years slip by unnoticed, and the person they could have become remains trapped in the shadow of who they are. They procrastinate. They wait for perfect conditions, for permission, for some external force to push them forward. But perfection never comes, and permission is never given. Life does not wait. Every day spent hesitating, every chance ignored, is a step further from the strength and greatness they could have achieved. They seek approval. Most people spend their lives chasing validation, trying to fit in, to please others, to earn fleeting praise. They measure their worth by comparison, by recognition, by the opinions of strangers, instead of by the courage, discipline, and effort they invest in themselves. They avoid responsibility. Failure is not an external enemy. It is a mirror. It reveals weakness, indecision, and avoidance. And yet, most people refuse to look. They blame luck, blame society, blame everyone but themselves. But Nietzsche knew that surrendering responsibility is surrendering life itself. If you do not own your actions, if you do not confront your weaknesses, you will remain small forever. They ignore pain. Pain is not an enemy. It is a guide. Every moment of discomfort, Every challenge, every failure carries a lesson. Those who ignore it, who run from it, never grow. They fear struggle, and so they fail. And they fail quietly, without drama, without the world noticing. They fade, they stagnate, they live a life of unrealized potential. Most people fail because they misunderstand life. They believe it is a path of ease, a journey free from struggle, a test they can somehow cheat or bypass. But the truth is unavoidable. Life rewards the bold, the persistent, the ones willing to endure what most cannot. Those who fail are not victims of circumstance. They are prisoners of their own choices, their own fears, their own inaction. If you recognize even a fraction of this in yourself, it is not too late. But you must stop surrendering, stop excusing, stop waiting. You must confront your weaknesses, face your fears, and choose the hard path every day with courage, discipline, and relentless determination. Only then can struggle become strength. Only then can failure be transformed into power. Only then can you rise above what most people accept as life. Understanding the problem and knowing the philosophy is only the first step. True transformation begins when you apply it. Nietzsche's teachings are not abstract ideas to admire from a distance. They are a call to action, a challenge to rise above weakness, to embrace struggle, and to create the life you were meant to live. The first step is to confront yourself honestly. Look at your habits, your fears, the ways you hide from challenge. Do not flinch. Do not make excuses. See them clearly. The first victory is recognizing the chains that hold you, even if they have been invisible for years. Next, embrace discomfort. The easy path is tempting, but it leads only to stagnation. Seek challenges that scare you. Tackle the tasks you have been avoiding. Face the conversations you dread. Every act of courage, every choice to endure struggle, builds strength, resilience, and character. The world does not reward comfort. It rewards those who rise above it. Take responsibility for your life. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop waiting for luck. Stop handing your power to others. You are the master of your destiny. Every decision, every action, every sacrifice shapes the person you become. Nietzsche taught that greatness is forged by ownership, by relentless self-discipline, by refusing to be ruled by fear. Learn from failure. Do not run from it. Do not ignore it. Examine it. Understand it. Let it teach you. Pain and setbacks are not signs of weakness. They are the stepping stones to strength. Those who stumble, fall, and rise again, these are the people who grow, the people who endure, the people who achieve. Surround yourself with challenges. Seek mentors, peers, and ideas that stretch you. Avoid the echo chambers of comfort. Engage with what makes you think, question, and strain. Nietzsche believed that intellectual and emotional struggle is as necessary as physical challenge. Growth requires friction. Finally, create your own values. Do not accept the rules, expectations, or definitions of others. Define what success means for you, what courage looks like for you, what life you will refuse to compromise on. The overman does not live by someone else's map. They draw their own, step by step, with every choice and every sacrifice. And remember, transformation is not a single act. It is a daily process. Every morning, face yourself, face your fear, face the discomfort. Every evening, reflect on what you did and what you avoided. Over time, the person you were yesterday fades, replaced by someone stronger, braver, more capable. If you dare to follow this path, you will discover that struggle is not the enemy, that pain is a teacher, that failure is a tool. You will rise above what most people accept as life, and you will become someone most can only dream of. Nietzsche did not promise ease. He promised growth, power, and the unshakable strength of a human spirit, tested and forged in the fires of life. Now, take a moment and let it sink in. Everything we've explored so far, the struggle, the failures, the mistakes, the chains we willingly place on ourselves. Most people go through life as if asleep, drifting through routines, chasing fleeting pleasures, and avoiding what truly matters. They are blind to the fire within them, the power they could wield, the strength they could cultivate. And because they ignore it, they remain small, ordinary, unnoticed, unfulfilled. Nietzsche reminds us that this is not life as it was meant to be lived. Life demands courage. Life demands endurance. Life demands confrontation with yourself, with your fears, with your weaknesses, and with the world that will never wait for you. To rise above the ordinary, to escape mediocrity, you must embrace the unbearable, the discomfort, the pain that others flee. For in that very struggle lies transformation. Every setback is a teacher. Every failure is a stepping stone. Every moment of fear is an invitation to grow. Look at yourself honestly. What have you avoided? Which challenges have you ignored? Which dreams have you buried under excuses? Nietzsche's philosophy asks you to answer these questions with brutal honesty, because only truth can guide change. Only confrontation with reality, with your own limitations, can ignite the fire of self-mastery. And yet, there is hope, there is opportunity, there is power. Every person at any moment can choose differently. You can refuse to surrender, refuse to remain small, refuse to live a life of quiet regret. Each day offers a new battlefield, a new chance to fight for who you could become, a new moment to embrace struggle, and to forge yourself stronger, sharper, more alive than you ever imagined. Imagine the person you could be, not the one who waits, not the one who settles, but the one who rises, the one who faces every challenge, who endures every hardship, who refuses to be ruled by fear, by comfort, by doubt. That person exists within you, waiting for you to awaken them, waiting for you to take responsibility, waiting for you to embrace the fire. This is the ultimate truth Nietzsche leaves us. Life is not fair. Life is not easy. Life will test you at every turn. But those who dare to rise, those who dare to embrace the struggle, will discover a strength that cannot be taken, a courage that cannot be broken, and a life that is theirs alone to shape. Do not fear failure. Do not fear struggle. Fear only a life unlived, a spirit untested, a potential unclaimed. Step into the challenge, embrace the fire, and become the person you were always meant to be.